The sun is just starting to warm the horizon. Every morning, millions of people pull into freshly painted parking lots without giving them a second thought, but someone got paid hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars to paint those lines, often while everyone else was asleep. You pull your work van into a silent shopping center parking lot. The only sound is the gentle hum of your equipment. For the past few hours, you have been methodically transforming a faded, chaotic space into a beacon of order. Fresh, bright yellow lines now define each parking stall. The handicap symbols are bold and compliant. The directional arrows are crisp and clear. This is work that happens in the quiet hours, long after the last customer has gone, well before the first employee arrives. It's a service most people never think about. Safety, compliance, simple flow of daily commerce. You pack up your gear, the scent of fresh paint still hanging in the cool morning air. A quick scan confirms everything is perfect. An invoice was sent electronically minutes ago. The payment will likely hit your account before cars arrive. This isn't a complicated business. No fancy degree or massive investment required. Parking lot lines are not permanent. Intense summer sun fades the pigment. Heavy rain, winter snow salt, and chemicals chip the paint. Tire friction rubs lines down to ghostly remnants. A business's parking lot is the first thing a customer experiences. Faded, confusing lines create a poor first impression. They signal neglect and look unprofessional. There's a critical safety component. Unclear lines make drivers confused. Inefficient parking cars taking more space than necessary, fender benders, disputes between drivers, directional arrows, stop bars, fire lane markings, all essential. A well-marked lot is a safe lot. Owners know their liability. An accident from poor markings can lead to legal and financial consequences. Regular restriping is part of risk management. Legal and regulatory requirements exist. ADA specifies number size. The customer base for parking lot striping is incredibly diverse, which is a major strength of this business model. At the most local level, you have small businesses, independent dentist's offices, the local pizza shop, the neighborhood hardware store, the small accounting firm. These businesses typically have smaller lots, from just a handful of spaces to maybe 30 or 40. The owners of these businesses are often directly involved in property maintenance decisions. They are accessible and easy to talk to. They need their properties to look clean and professional to attract and retain customers. They represent a fantastic entry point into the market. Moving up the scale, you have larger commercial properties and institutions. Big box retail stores, entire shopping centers, large grocery stores, sprawling office parks. These properties are often managed by professional property management companies. These managers are responsible for dozens or even hundreds of properties. Their goal? Maintain the value of assets. Their goal? Keep tenants happy. Their goal? Ensure properties are safe and compliant. Landing a contract with a property management firm can be a game changer. It can lead to work across an entire portfolio of properties. Another significant group of clients includes community-focused organizations. Churches, private schools, daycare centers, apartment complexes, condominium associations. These organizations often operate on budgets. They appreciate reliable vendors who provide quality work at a fair price. Build relationships with a homeowners association board or the facilities manager of a large church. That can lead to steady, predictable work year after year. Finally, don't overlook public and governmental agencies. Cities, counties, park districts. They manage public parking lots, recreation centers, and other facilities that need striping. Securing government contracts can involve a formal bidding process, but these contracts are often large, stable, and pay reliably. As your business grows and gains experience, pursuing these contracts provides a solid foundation of large-scale, recurring work. The key is knowing that nearly every paved surface with parking spaces is a potential customer. You don't need a warehouse full of expensive machinery to paint your first parking lot. You can start this business with a surprisingly lean and affordable set of tools. The centerpiece of your starter kit will be a walk-behind line striping machine. These are specialized paint sprayers on wheels made to create clean, consistent lines. Entry-level models run about $1,000 to $2,500. Look for brands like Graco or Titan. That striper will handle most small to medium lots, and it's the biggest initial investment you'll make. Next, the paint. Don't cut corners. Use traffic-rated pavement paint made for asphalt or concrete. Regular exterior paint fades and peels in months. It ruins your reputation. A 5-gallon bucket typically costs $70 to $120. Standard colors: white, yellow, blue. Essential stencils: ADA handicap symbol stencil, a set of numbers 0 through 9, and a few basic directional arrows. Durable plastic stencil sets cost a few $100s. Also required: prep and safety tools. Chalk line measuring tape. Crooked or uneven lines mark an amateur. Gas-powered leaf blower or a stiff broom. Clean debris thoroughly. Paint won't adhere to a dirty surface. For your safety, especially if you're working in the early morning or near active roadways, you must have safety cones and a reflective safety vest. Finally, transport. You don't need a brand new work truck. Use van pickup truck SUV with small utility trailer. Key: space to secure the striper. Several 5-gallon paint buckets, stencils, and other tools. Total starter investment: about $1,500 to $4,000, plus vehicle if needed. That gets you everything to start bidding and completing professional quality work on smaller commercial lots. If you price too low, you won't cover your costs for paint fuel insurance your own time, leaving you with little to no profit. If you price too high, you may lose out on bids to more established competitors, especially when you're just starting. The key is to find a sweet spot that is fair to the client and profitable for you. For a very small job, like restriping a small business lot with 20 to 40 parking spaces, a common price range would be $200 to $800. The final price would depend on how much prep work is needed, like cleaning, restriping existing lines, adding new stencils for arrows ADA spaces. For a medium-sized lot, such as one for a moderately sized office building or a small strip mall with 50 to 100 spaces, the price would typically fall in the range of $800 to $2,500. At this scale, the job becomes more complex. You'll be using more paint, spending more time on layout and execution, and the client's expectations for precision will be higher. Your quote for a job this size should clearly itemize the work number of stalls, arrows, special markings, no parking, fire lane striping. As you move into large commercial properties like major retail centers, large apartment complexes, industrial facilities, the pricing can range from $2,500 to well over $10,000. These jobs often require a multi-person crew, more advanced equipment like a ride-on striper, and significant surface preparation such as grinding off old, built-up paint. The quotes for these projects are much more detailed and may be based on a per linear foot price for lines, plus a per item price for each stencil. While these large contracts are highly profitable, it's wise to gain experience on smaller jobs first to ensure you can deliver the quality and efficiency these high-value clients expect. Getting your first few paying customers is the most important milestone for any new business. It provides proof of concept, it generates initial cash flow, and it gives you the confidence to keep going. The good news is that your potential customers are all around you. Become an observer. Drive around local commercial areas. Drive around light industrial areas. Your mission is to find ugly parking lots. Look for faded lines. Look for chipped lines. Look for lines that are barely there. Use your phone to take clear photos. Especially focus on worn-out handicap spaces and confusing directional arrows. Once you have a handful of targets, it's time for direct, low-key outreach. Your goal isn't a hard sell. It's to be a helpful problem solver. Visit during a slow period, like mid-afternoon. Ask to speak with the owner, or ask to speak with the manager. Introduce yourself simply. Hi, I run a local pavement marking service. I noticed your parking lines outside are a bit faded. I can make them look brand new. That improves safety and improves curb appeal. Show them the photos you took on your phone. Then leave a simple, professional-looking flyer or a business card that lists your services and contact info. Offer a free, no-obligation quote. A one-off job across town is great, but the time you spend packing your gear, driving to the site, unpacking, and then repeating the process to get home is all unpaid time. This travel and setup time eats directly into your hourly earnings. The solution is to build dense routes, clustering multiple jobs in the same geographic area. Imagine one job at a small medical clinic. If that's your only job for the night, you might spend 1 hour on travel and setup, and 2 hours on the actual striping work. Now imagine you secure 2 more clients nearby. After finishing the first job, you drive 2 minutes to the next. Travel time between jobs is almost zero. You can complete 3 jobs in the time it might have taken to do 2, dramatically increasing your effective hourly rate. Land a client in a plaza. See it as an opportunity to expand. Walk the plaza and note every business with faded lines. Approach them with a targeted offer. I'm already scheduled to be here next Tuesday night to restripe the lot for neighboring business. While my crew and equipment are on site, I can offer you a preferred rate to do your lot as well. That communicates convenience and value. It also creates strong visual and social proof. When other owners see your van and crew restriping a neighboring lot, your service becomes tangible. That drives inbound inquiries and future sales get easier. Property managers love a single, reliable vendor for multiple nearby properties. Focusing on dense routes is the key to scaling, turning hustle into a systematic, high-margin business. One of the biggest and most costly errors is using the wrong materials. Some beginners, in an attempt to save money, will use standard exterior house paint instead of specialized traffic paint. This is a fatal mistake. House paint is not formulated to withstand vehicle traffic and will degrade in a matter of months, leading to an angry client and a job you'll have to redo for free. The simple fix: always use high-quality, durable paint specifically rated for pavement. Another common pitfall is poor preparation and measurement. Rushing to paint without properly cleaning the surface or accurately laying out the lines is a recipe for a sloppy, unprofessional job. Paint will not adhere to dirt, gravel, oil stains, causing it to flake and peel prematurely. The fix is simple but requires discipline. Always use a leaf blower or power washer to get the surface perfectly clean. Always use a measuring tape and chalk line to snap straight, accurate guidelines before you ever pull the trigger on your sprayer. Measure twice, paint once is the golden rule. Many newcomers overlook the legal and regulatory aspects of the job. Specifically, they fail to understand the precise requirements of the Americans with Disabilities Act for accessible parking spaces. Getting the dimensions, slope, or markings wrong on an ADA space can cause your client to fail an inspection and face significant fines. The fix is to educate yourself. Your local municipality's website and the official ADA.gov website provide detailed guidelines. Invest in the correct, compliant stencils and learn the rules inside and out. Finally, underpricing your work is a mistake that can quickly put you out of business. However, if your price doesn't adequately cover the cost of paint, fuel, insurance, equipment, wear and tear, and your own time, you're essentially working for free, or even at a loss. The fix is to calculate your costs accurately before you ever submit a quote. Know how much paint you'll need, estimate your travel time, and add a healthy margin for your labor and profit. It's better to lose a bid because you were too expensive than to win a bid that loses you money. Let's be clear, while parking lot striping is straightforward, it's not easy money. This is a physical job. You'll be on your feet for hours, often working at night. Weather can vary. Calm and cool nights, hot and humid nights, surprisingly chilly nights. Rain will force reschedules and disrupt cash flow. Be prepared for physical demands and unpredictability. Growth isn't automatic. You must invest in better equipment, proper insurance, consistent marketing. The work demands precision and attention to detail. There's no undo button with paint. Fixing mistakes is costly and time-consuming. Acquiring customers is a separate job. You will face rejection. Property managers may ignore you or already work with someone else. Be persistent and professional. Don't expect 6 figures in year 1. Build a steady business over time through hard work, reliability, commitment to quality. Demand is real and consistent, but you must earn your place. Here's a simple, actionable plan to get your first paid job in 1 week. 7-day game plan.